Getting started with iSupport configuration. If you are designated as an administrator in your support representative profile record, the configuration icon will appear on your desktop. The configuration option at the top will give you access to all of iSupport's configuration settings. A heart icon will appear when you hover over an option for adding it to your favorites list on the desktop configuration menu. Start with the Global Settings screen, which includes options that affect the entire application. Some settings are enabled by default. You can disable those that are not applicable to your environment. We recommend that you enable features gradually. Be sure to consult the online help if you are unsure of a setting. Every iSupport screen is documented. Categories are used with features throughout iSupport, so it's important to keep this feature enabled. Enable roles if you wish to control the functionality available to support representatives. You'll be able to define sets of permissions for iSupport tasks. iSupport utilizes support representative profile records to set options for each support representative. Before using that screen, however, it's helpful to first set up the roles and groups applicable to your company. Here are some examples of roles. Use the Create button to create roles applicable to your company. In the Roles screen, you'll create sets of permissions that can be assigned to individuals or groups of support representatives. This functionality is completely configurable. For example, you can create roles for departments or groups. If multiple roles are associated with a support representative or group, all permissions associated with those roles will be in effect. Next, create support representative groups. Here are some examples. Use the Create button to create groups that are applicable to your company. In the Group screen, you can associate roles and permissions, desktop elements, work item entry screen layouts, and more. If you already have support representatives set up in a source such as Microsoft Active Directory on an LDAP-enabled directory server, you can automatically create support representative profile records in iSupport via the Data Source Integration screen. Next, set up support representatives. Use the Support Representative Profile screen to set access and options for individuals using iSupport. You'll set up a login to the desktop, assign groups and roles, and more. Next, set up categories, which are custom values for describing incidents, problems, changes, and knowledge entries. An important feature in iSupport, categories are used with knowledge entry searches, routing, reporting, and more. You can associate custom fields and enable other features for tracking additional information when a category is selected for a work item. Use the Feature Basics screen to enable and set work item options and features applicable to your company. You can enable features later if needed. Next, set up entry screen layouts. iSupport includes default layouts for work item entry screens. Use the Layout screen to modify these layouts and create new ones with the fields and tabs that are applicable to your company. You can assign incident layouts to support representative groups, customer groups, categories, and templates. If iSupport doesn't have a field for information that you need to track, use the Custom Field screen to create it. An unlimited number of label-only, text, keyword, hyperlink, date, selection, and date time fields can be defined, and you can require completion before a work item is saved or closed. You can set up templates that will populate fields for common or reoccurring incidents. Here are some examples. Use the Create button to configure templates that are applicable to your company. You can make a template available for customers on a mySupport portal and associate custom fields applicable to the issue. Configure hierarchy templates for tasks that have multiple activities. Here's an example of a set of hierarchy templates. Use the Create button to create templates applicable to your company. You can make a template available for customers on a mySupport portal and associate custom fields applicable to the issue. Next, set up rules. Use the Rules screen to create condition-based rules to automatically send notifications, route, initiate approval workflows, change work item fields, and more. Next, set up rule groups. Rules must be included in rule groups. A default rule group is included. Use the Rule Group screen to create rule groups and add rules applicable to your company. Rule groups are applied to incidents through customers, companies, category combinations, templates, and hierarchy templates. Review the rules included in iSupport by default. You can change or delete these rules if needed. You can also create rules with conditions and actions applicable to your company. Note that all notifications are sent via rules. Use the Email screen to configure email functionality. You can configure default outbound email settings, email accounts for email processing, design templates, and more. mySupport portals enable customers to submit and view work items, create discussion posts, chat with support representatives, search for knowledge entries, and review reports, charts, headlines, facts, and more. Portals are completely customizable. Here are some examples. Use the mySupport portal screen to set options applicable to your environment. iSupport includes a default mySupport portal that you can customize, and you can create more portals for different user groups if applicable. Use the survey screen to define and send questionnaires to customers. Surveys are shown on mySupport via the notification center in the upper right corner. That's it for the basics on getting started with iSupport configuration. If you have questions, be sure to consult the online help. Also, our support team is available for a more in-depth walkthrough, so feel free to reach out to them. Customer support is available by email at support@isupport.com and by phone at 360-397-1099 from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. PST, Monday through Friday. They're also available from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. PST on Saturdays and Sundays for critical system failures such as installation errors, inability to log in, or inability to create work items. You can also go to mysupport.isupport.com, iSupport Software's technical support website, to chat with support representatives, submit and view incidents, search the knowledge base, view facts, submit ideas, and participate in the user discussion forum.